I stared down the barrel of a gun today. Why? I have no idea. But that's a lie. I do know the reason. I just wish I didn't. You see, I was not endangering myself or anyone else. I had no intention of causing harm to anyone. My hands were not concealed within pockets, and I was not reaching to the back of my waistline either. My hands were at my sides, casual and relaxed. Unprovoking. I stared down the barrel of a gun today. I'll fully admit to having experienced moments of depression, deep sadness, confusion, mental captivity, and imprisonment. Everyone does at some point, and life is filled with strife that sometimes leaves us walking on the knife's edge. I confess, however, that today was not one of those moments. In that please trust. However, still into danger, I was forcibly thrust. I stared down the barrel of a gun today. Lying prone on the road, I stared up at an arm with a clenched fist, waiting for the irony taste of the puncher's vein. Irony taste. The irony in my fate as consciousness fades. Would due justice be paid? Always I thought thy spirit unbreakable. But today, I thought skin pigment makes violence acceptable. Like an enabler to a substance abuse, ethnicity against the fuse. Victim offender violence. Asthmatic steroid inhaler. Every victim the inhaler of an asthmatic offender steroid. That last thought as I lay prone on the ground, staring up at an arm with a clenched fist. The reason I said I knew, but felt reluctant to admit, split between borders. Cultural, national, circumstantial, and historical. The division, though, is horrifically minimal. Slight though it is, never more brightly has it shone inside of public eyes, feeds, screens, streets, seen our cries. Newscasts and radio streams bust at seams with their dying screams. Finally, no longer split between borders. Finally, no longer split between borders. Bound are we in union of oppression, preyed upon warrior survivors of governmental systemic aggression. Cultural, national, socio-economical, circumstantial, and historical. The division, though, is horrifically minimal. Forget not our sisters, mothers, aunts, and daughters, missing and murdered, the tears of families left tortured by questions unanswered. No place of safety sacred, offering feelings of female empowered, formed by when each blinked eye could mean goodbye. Because I am male, of the fear brought by this affliction, I have no indication. Yet I am attuned to the need for its recognition. Forget not our sisters, mothers, aunts, and daughters, missing or murdered. I stared down the barrel of a gun today, whilst lying prone on the road, waiting for the irony taste of the puncher's vein. The reason for my breathless pain. The shade of my color of my pigment gained at birth. To live life in fear is to live life in death, but to live life might be my last breath. Yes, sir, but 3 pigs fall. A few apples does not speak of soil. The violence enacted by authority figures speaks to a picture much bigger than questions and answers. What inspired their anger? All we want is harmony and equality between us and those in authority, devoid of racial toxicity. Not to be found this way. For the less yearns for lethal power ignites the fuse. My last thought, as I stare down the barrel of a gun whilst lying prone on the road, waiting for the irony taste of the bullet's vein. What did the police officer gain? Now a question direct to you I must ask in vain. Am I a Black American or an Indigenous Canadian?